Hello everyone and welcome to another fine edition of TYTSports, Two Jews and Another Guy. So Joakim Noah was being talked about basically as being the Defensive Player of the Year by Kevin McHale, who of course is in Hall of Famer. He has won a few NBA championships. Here's his quote, then I'll get into your take, guys. Here's what he said. He, as in Joakim Noah, played very well. He should be Defensive Player of the Year. He's done a great job with these guys. By the way, he's saying this as Dwight Howard is like a foot from him. They've been winning a lot just on his energy and effort, his kind of determination and toughness. Those are all qualities everybody appreciates. He's just more confident in what he's doing. He's making plays with the pass. He's driving and kicking. When he was coming out, I thought he'd be a pick and pop drive playmaking four. He's doing more of that now. Agree or disagree? I'll start with you, JR. Agree or disagree that Joakim Noah should be Defensive Player of the Year? At least up to this point.
He's definitely should be one of the candidates. I mean, obviously, nobody's going to dispute that part. It's going to be one of those things where it's on the bubble, so everyone can agree whichever way it does.
But is
happen.
he going to win it off of just effort and tenacity and the intensity that he brings? Because that sort of grabs headlines on its own.
But it's kind of like numbers behind it too. I mean, again, Kevin McHale went through all the things. Am I right? About what's so good about this kid's game and what he's doing. I call him a kid because I'm an old man now. But
isn't Joakim like 27?
Yeah,
28?
I'm 34.
Not much of a kid.
Yeah, so the thing is, but when it comes to something about a defensive player, how it changes the offense, it leads to so much more offense. It leads to the way the team plays the game differently. Who expected the Bulls to be this good? Nobody.
Who expected the Eastern Conference to be this bad?
I don't think it's not that bad. Like, it's not as good as the West. This is often an imbalance. Perhaps the two best teams in the league are in the East. Like, we shouldn't forget that. We don't know yet. I mean, the Thunder looks.
He's 29.
The Thunder looks terrific, and the Spurs look like the Spurs, but we don't know how that's going to shake out. And the Clippers seem very dangerous, as are the Warriors, and then the Rockets.
So what about Noah?
So. First of all, who cares who wins the? Like, I mean, it's the Jared was all.
All you care about is the MVP award, or do you not even care about that?
I don't really even care about that, but that's it. Like, nobody remembers who the Defensive Player of the Year was, and JR's right. There's he's in the group that should be considered. To me, I would be more inclined to be more impressed with his defense than Dwight Howard's defense, just because of the range of things he can do on defense. You know, Dwight Howard has never made a good defensive play farther than 5 feet from the basket, right? And Noah has.
And in the Bulls Heat game, he was D'ing up LeBron James at certain points.
It's a more significant.
And
I'm not knocking Dwight Howard. He does exactly what you want a center to do defensively. You can't really do it any better. So if you think that that's by far the most important thing, then he should win. But in today's game, being able to guard a guy like LeBron, and all of a sudden we get these 6'9" players on the perimeter who can shoot and go to the rack and have a guy who can defend that and can also play some interior perimeter defense, that seems more valuable.
It probably adds a little more to him because there's this somewhat of a leadership role, even though I'm starting to not believe that sports term anymore. I think the leadership comes from coaches. Another argument for another day. But with Derrick Rose out, with Luol Deng being traded, I mean, he is the guy. Like, his jerseys are flying off the racks. Like, he is that person in Chicago that's totally carrying the team. So that might even add to his credibility. But here's the one thing that you brought up. Like, who gives a shit about Defensive Player of the Year? When we talk about all-time greats, and we have those conversations in the barbershops and whatnot, Ben. We sort of bring up, who could D up who, and who's one of the best players. You also talk about the element of defense. So it does matter to an extent.
Defense matters. Defense matters a ton. I don't mind talking about defense. This notion of who's going to win the Defensive Player of the Year, it's like Father's Day. It's not a real holiday. It's not a real thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing anybody gives a shit about.
You got a snicker from Mike. That's one. I'll keep count.
That's it. It's just. It's like who's going to get outraged because the wrong guy won Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I guess the question is, do winning awards like this outside of MVP get you something when you're bargaining or when you're trying to get a contract or when you're in free agency? Be like, we're working with the Defensive Player of the Year here.
No. Well, I mean, first of all, maybe I don't think basketball has bonuses because of the salary cap issue. So I don't know, but you never really read about them, right? And if it is, it's small. I mean, these guys are about to get $17 million a year.
That's what I'm saying. Not as in a bonus, but as in just
hey, I'm the Defensive Player of the Year. But
But in the NFL, they have it too. I mean, like, that's part of the reason. We were talking about this actually last year with the Rams. Like, Steven Jackson, if he hit a certain amount of yards, then they would have had to pay him more, and they didn't. We saw that blatantly.
I mean, I'm surprised at that in the NFL, but the salary cap in the NFL is not quite as hard as the salary cap in the NBA. But maybe guys have bonuses in the NBA. But I mean, whatever. That's not even what JR meant, and it's silly because if you get $50,000 and you're making $17 million. Whatever. Great. Buy a Buick for your cousin. So I don't know. It's Joakim Noah is gonna get paid no matter what, whether he's the defense. I don't even think
Joakim was better than Joakim. That was much better.
Joakim.
Good job. You're improving.
Joakim Noah is going to get paid. Whether he's first, second, or third, or fourth in the NBA, and he's probably going to get paid the max, and he's probably going to get it from the Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, because of course he's playing all around. We're forgetting how well his offense is, how well he's passing the ball from damn near the 3-point line. He's executing some ridiculous passes.
Doesn't he seem like 32% less of an asshole? Like just a little bit. Maybe it's just because he's better, but he does seem.
So, like, from my perspective, everyone knows I'm from Chicago. Everyone knows that I support the Bulls. From what I've seen when he came out of Florida, it is apples to oranges from where he is now to where he was. This is a guy who, when he got the ball, he'd be like, take it, just take it.
Like, the expression apples to oranges is a strange expression because they're actually pretty similar.
Are they?
They're both fruit.
They're both round.
They're both round. They're both the same size. And
different
again,
colors.
It's fruit. One's red, one's orange. They're barely different colors.
Nah,
like
two, one half dozen of the other.
It should be like it's apples to basketballs.
One has an edible skin, other has like an inedible peeling.
They're not identical, but I mean, it's not like apples to carburetors. Like, I mean, they're.
Oh, that's a good one, actually. Yeah, I'll
jot
write that down. Yeah, apples to carburetors.